Today I'm going to be making one of these flower granny squares for you. Once you've made one of these, your life will be complete. No, not really. These are so fun to make and so addictive. So once you've made one, you'll want to make loads of them. You can sew them together to make a bag, a hat, a top, or part of a bigger project. The possibilities are endless. So grab a coffee and let's get into it. I'm using 4 different colour cotton DK yarns and a 4mm crochet hook. I also have some scissors and a tapestry needle to weave in my ends. There are 4 rounds to this project. Each round will be a different colour yarn, which I'll show you how to join together. You can use one colour if you like, so you don't have to join colours together, just follow along without the joins. This is one I've already made in different colours. So the first yarn is going to be used for the inner of the flower. The second yarn is round 2, and that is going to be 8 petals of the flower. And then round 3 is going to be another 8 petals. And then round 4, we're going to finish it off with a granny stitch border. I have no idea what this colour combination is going to look like, so let's find out. We're going to start by making the middle of our flower with a magic circle. So I'm going to lay my yarn across these 3 fingers here, and then pass it over the back, and then wrap it around these 2 fingers twice. I'm going to pop it onto my pinky and hold with my thumb. Make sure this is quite tight and hold that as well. And then you want this loop to go through these 2. So I'm going to take my hook, pop it underneath these 2 and pull this through the tunnel. Then you're just going to pass your hook over these 2, grab the same yarn and pull that through the loop that you just made. Now you can take your finger out and kind of jiggle your fingers a bit, and you will have a very loose circle. And all you need to do is just take your hand out, and then what I like to do is put another finger in and just pull on that tail around that finger. And then if it's twisted or messy or anything, you can see it's all connected. So this loop is actually connected to the loops in the circle. So you can pull on them to make that smaller. And then you can pull on your tail again, just to make everything nice and neat. And there is your magic circle. Now we're going to work 8 single crochets into the circle. And that's going to make the middle of our flower. So we're going to pop the hook into the center, yarn over and pull through, and you have 2 loops on your hook, and then you're going to yarn over again and pull through those 2, and that's your first stitch. Then you're going to go through again, and that's your second stitch, and we're going to do this 6 more times, so you have 8 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful stitches, and that is the center of your flower. So now we're going to just pull on that tail, and whatever loop that pulls on, look, it's pulling that middle loop here tighter. We want to pull on the other end of that loop, and that will tighten the second loop, and so it will all go nice and tidy and neat. So pull on that so the second loop closes, and then pull on your tail again, and that first loop will close as well. And all you need to do to close that circle now is to slip stitch into the first stitch that you made. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 8th one is just right here. You might not be able to see it, but it's there. And we're just gonna, don't worry if it is a little bit difficult, there we go. And then we can slip into that stitch there. Okay, and that is the middle of your circle. Now you need to make sure that this is really secure, because you don't want that coming open, especially as you're working other yarns into it. So I'm just going to show you how to make that nice and secure. I'm going to cut that tail off and then pull that loop on your hook completely out until the tail comes out of it. So you're left with something that looks a bit like this. And then I usually go in that kind of next stitch with my hook, and then this is just weaving in your ends really, but you can weave them in any way you like, but I just want to make sure it's nice and secure. And then I'm going to go through into the next stitch, pull that through, and because it's very tiny and I've got another end here, I'm going to weave that through until it's close to this one and then tie them together. For round 2, we're going to take our next colour of yarn and we're going to join it to this little circle here. And how I do it is, I'm going to take the circle or the inner of the flower and put my hook in any stitch around. There's 8 stitches around the outside, okay, and then I'm going to hook a piece of yarn through, and I'm going to leave a tail about a couple of inches long. I will chain 3 with the tail in the chain. This is how I do it, just so it's kind of nice and neat and secure. So I'm going to yarn over both of those, so the tail and the working yarn, pull through, and there's 1 chain, okay, and then we're going to do that twice more, so 2 and then 3. And don't worry if your kind of yarn is sticking out like this, at least it's secured on and you can weave that in later. And now I've got 8 stitches around here and I've done 1 chain 3, and that counts as 1 double crochet, and you want in this round 16 stitches all the way around. We want 16 double crochets, and this chain acts as the first double crochet. So in that same stitch that we did the chain, we're going to work 1 double crochet. I'm going to yarn over with my hook, pop my hook into that same space, pull up a loop, and I have 3 loops on my hook, and then I'm going to pull through 2 of those loops and then pull through the last 2 loops, okay, and there is one of my beautiful petals. And we're going to go on to the next stitch here. So this stitch here, this V on the outside, where that V meets the other part of the flower, that hole is where you're going to do your next double crochet. So in every stitch around, we're going to do this, 2 double crochets. So hook in, yarn over, you have 3 loops on your hook, pull through 2 and pull through another 2. Don't worry that it doesn't look like petals yet, because you are going to separate these stitches with the next round and then they will look like petals. So at the moment it's going to look like a big circle. And there's 4 stitches here. I'm going to go on to my next stitch, which is here, okay, so 2 double crochets in every stitch around, go in, pull through 2 and pull through 2 into that same stitch, pull through 2 and pull through 2. So I've done 3, I've got 5 left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then going straight on to this next one here. And if wherever you've joined, make sure your join is not kind of looking if it looks like a stitch, like that one kind of did, that's not a stitch, that's just where your join is. You don't even need to count because you will know when you get back to the start. And into that next stitch, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Okay. Beautiful. So you're just going to slip into the first stitch here. Excellent. There we go. So your second round should look like this. Cut there, and remember, pull out. Okay, so now you've done round 2. And you're going to weave in your ends as you did before. For round 3, we're going to join as we did before. And if you look at each of these as a petal, you want to join in the space between one of the petals. Doesn't matter which one, but there's a stitch here, okay? So we're going to go and join in this space as we did before. Pull the yarn through and then chain 3, and that counts as 1 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and then in that same stitch you want to do 2 more double crochets. Don't worry about that bit that's poking out, I will worry about that. So that's a cluster stitch with 3 double crochets. Then you're going to chain 1, and in that next stitch you can see that gap there. So you've got 2 double crochets here, and in that next gap you're going to work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then chain another 1, and you're going to do this all the way around. I've just realised my yarn got in my coffee, oh my gosh. And they're going to separate for you, look, and see, there's a space there, so you double crochet in 3 times into that space and then chain 1. Last one, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to join that to this stitch here. That chain 3 that you made. Slip stitch and then sort of pull that through. Lovely. Round 3 done. Last round, we're on round 4. We're going to do our granny stitch edge, and this is looking really pretty. Pop the hook in any of these spaces. You've got 8 petals and 8 spaces around, so you're going to make a corner here. So you're going to make a circle into a square, and you join as before. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to work 2 more double crochets in that same space. 1 and 2, and when you've done those, you're going to chain 2, and that will make our corner. 1, 2, and then in the same space we're going to double crochet 3 again. So 1, 2, 3, and that has made your corner. So we're going to do, we've got 8 spaces around. In 4 of them we're going to do the 4 corners, and in the middle spaces we're going to half double crochet 4. Okay, and each kind of cluster is going to be joined by a chain stitch. Now I've tried double crocheting into the spaces, but it just kind of like bows outwards, and so I found that with the half double crochets it makes a nice straight line. So that's what we're going to do. So half double crochet 4 into the next space. So you're going to do exactly the same as you do normally with the double crochet, but instead of pulling through 2 and 2, you're going to pull through all 3. So there's 1 half double crochet, yarn over, pop your hook in, you have 3 on your hook, pull through 2, and pull through another 2, pull through 3, you've got 3 there, you're going to do 1 more, there we go. Alright, you're welcome to do double crochets if that's what your yarn, if your yarn is looking a bit funky, or you just think that it looks better with double crochets in there. I'm just doing half doubles because mine look better like this. And then you're going to chain 1, and we're going to do our next corner. So 3 double crochets in here, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, and then in that same space you're going to work another 3 double crochets. Oops. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and you can kind of straighten it out, and that is your corner. Oh my god, how pretty. I love these. Right, four half doubles in this one. So yarn over, pop your hook in, pull through all 3, yarn over, hook in, pull through 3, that's number 3, and then 4, and you're going to chain 1, and then 3 double crochets in this, which is going to be our next corner stitch. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, and then 3 double crochets in that same space. 1, 2, 3, and then that's made your next corner. So we're going to work 4 half doubles into the next space. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then make our next corner after we've chained 1. Nearly finished. One, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, and then another 1, 2, 3, chain 1. In your last space, you're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4 half double crochets, then chain 1, and then you can connect back to your first stitch. I'm going to pop our hook in there and slip stitch, so yarn over and pull through, and then pull through that loop on your hook. Wow, 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 this looks fab. Let me know in the comments if you like the colours. I absolutely love the colours. Wasn't sure about the brown, but actually they look really, really good, and they look really nice with my other square. I wanted them to look different, and they definitely do look different. Amazing. I absolutely love this. I think it's a really nice colourway. It's really different. It's like a 70s pot holder. Let me know what you think in the comments if you like it or if you don't. If you got value from this video, then please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And if you do want the pattern, it's on my website, catkemble.com. Now I've made 4 of these granny squares, I'm going to be using them in a crochet top project that I will link in the description. There's going to be a new video for that one. So if you like this video, you're going to love that, and I will link it just here. I'll see you there.